Good afternoon. Today we will continue to study about the second type or second sort of an adverb. That is the past participle. The past participle as an adverb is applied in a clause stated in the perfect tense. The subject is in the two subject-object relationships. When the verb that the past participle originates from is the transitive verb. The subject, who is the speaker, is the object in the subject-object relationship with the time as the subject, and the fact that the speaker as the subject receives the period
is revealed
with the form of the past participle graded. This can be the first
transitivity
in the relationship between the period as the premise to discuss about an experience of the speaker as the subject, and the second relationship or the second subject-object relationship is between the speaker as the subject and
the listeners
as the object to receive the definition of the transitive verb grade. The clause "he has it" is stated in the perfect tense. The verb of this clause is the intransitive verb has, and the past participle sit, whose form is the same as the intransitive verb sit, reveals that the subject is the time receiver and the relationship with the period that is the fundamental premise to discuss about the experience of the subject during a period. As the intransitive verb sit that has the same form as the past participle sit does not deliver the definition of the verb to an object, so we can find only one subject-object relationship between the period and a man who does not participate in the conversation with the speaker and the listeners to deliver this clause to the listeners. Most of the time, the verb has or have is applied as a transitive verb. In this clause, the verb has is applied as an intransitive verb because the speaker and the listeners agree that the abbreviated object of the verb has is a period. So, the clause stated in the perfect tense reveals how the experience of the subject is. So we can understand that the past participle has the trait as an adverb to describe the definition of the intransitive verb has about the subject as the information is revealed. How? The subject has the experience. During a period, the past participle seat that originated from the intransitive verb seat indicates the way that the subject influenced from the period responds to the period that is not indicated in the clause. Abbreviated. So the intransitive verb seat is applied in the form of the past participle seat with the first transitivity. The first transitivity is about the form of the past participle. The form of the past participle reveals that the subject receives the period in the abbreviated subject-object relationship with the period and a man who does not participate in the conversation with the speaker and the listeners. Currently, the past participle that originated from the transitive or the intransitive verb reveals the first transitivity that the experience, condition, or action indicated by the past participle is a way of the subject to respond to the period. In a clause stated in the perfect tense, the past participle that originated from the transitive verb reveals the second transitivity that the subject transits the definition of the transitive verb to an object as a response to the period. There is a clause, I have greeted you, as the past participle greeted that has the trait as an adverb originates from a transitive verb greet as the body of the past participle greeted. The definition of the past participle and the form of the past participle greeted can be understood into the second transitivity of the transitive verb greet and the first transitivity of the transitive verb greet. The form of the transitive verb greeted reveals that the speaker is the object in the subject-object relationship with the period. The speaker is the time receiver, and this information is revealed by the form of the past participle greeted. And the speaker who receives the period can turn his role and start and gives the definition of the transitive verb greet to the object with the initiative. In this subject-object relationship, the definition of the transitive verb greet is delivered to the object who are the listeners. In this subject-object relationship, the speaker as the subject is the active subject to start and give the definition of the transitive verb greet. The past participle greeted that originated from the transitive verb greet has the form of the past participle with the first transitivity to reveal the way that the subject responds to the experience that lasts for a period. Compared to the first transitivity for the structure of the clause stated in the perfect tense, the second transitivity relates to the definition of the transitive verb greet.